Hi everyone. Thank you so much for having me. I'm really looking forward for having a more constructive and interesting discussion on this topic that is indeed one of the most personally for me painful topics. But yeah, I'm happy to be here with such an amazing guests. So to it. Very nice to meet you.
My expertise lies into technical recruitment and leadership hiring. And I have 9+ years of experience into different industries, IT, banking, life science, plus retail as well. And when it comes to navigation, those are my areas. And coming to leadership hiring, so yeah, that is the thing I enjoy a lot. So looking forward for this meaningful discussion.
Yes, hello, ladies and Diraj. Very happy to be here. Thank you so much for getting me involved with this interesting, but also like I think everyone involved with the hiring process is probably boring or okay excited because we are just gonna get a new person so we can actually give all the work to that person so we just do less. So it's when he mentioned about hiring is broken, that was quite a sentence that actually you're right. And so in terms of my experience, I've got 10 years experience in product management and I build fintech data products in the UK. And right now I'm working at a startup, which is Egg Rider, as Diraj mentioned.
Yeah.
I'll tell you later what's it all about. I'm sure we'll get questions around that. But yes, but I can simply describe myself as a product manager, as a chaos manager.
All right. So my first question to Shidam is what failure or rejection hit you the hardest but taught you the most?
Oh gosh, we're going to go with the tough question today. So I guess the first company that I worked for is a big company. It was a data information technology company. And I could say that I worked there for 5 years and I graduated from that company. It was my first.
Oh,
Now,
wow.
and it was very exciting. I was current politics, elections. Around that time, I heard rumors, right? So I heard rumors about like, okay, are they going to reshuffle product teams? And I'm like, okay, I got a bit worried. Is it going to affect me? And my boss was in London. So I had a conversation heart to heart, say like, hey, my job safe? Should I actually consider other roles, whether within the company or maybe outside of the company? I said, oh, no, Chidam, we're very happy with you. It's great. No, your job is safe. Don't worry about it. Just, go and have a coffee. Stop thinking about this. All right. So great. So 2 weeks later, I was pulled into a meeting and there was this HR lady, and then there's two people on a video from New York. It was my boss and my boss's boss. And I looked at my boss and I was like, not saying anything. I was like, oh, am I going to get fired? And I think I'm going to get fired. So, and it was like, oh, okay. So then start talking about, we are reshuffling, we're going to shut down the London team, etc. So then obviously I felt very rejected because, I put my heart into the work I did, I guess like everybody else, and I worked really hard and I enjoyed it. And so I was thinking, what did I do
Mhm.
wrong? But they offered me a different role as in data team. So I was like, okay, I didn't even ask about the details of what that looked like because I thought at that point I was rejected. I'm going to leave the company. So, oh, don't leave Cheatham, stay in the company. You look for another job while you stay there. I was like, okay, that's smart. But no, I'm just going to leave. So it took me a while to actually get back into the job market, understand then what's the ins and out. But then I found a job and it was quite challenging. And I was quite happy that happened to me because otherwise I think probably I would never left the company. I would
Mm.
never known
Mhm.
ins and out, the product management. And we didn't even use Jira, you know. So we were just using our own system, our own little world. And when people like,
Mhm.
oh, are you using Jira? I was like, what is that? And are you agile? And then I have to learn all this terminology and sort of get into the market. And so I was like very out of skills, I realized. So that was a good thing for me, the best decision, one of the best decisions I ever made, actually. So I left, so I put myself out there
Yeah,
and find
absolutely.
different opportunities. So everything happens for a reason. So I know that it's first time hits, but then
All right.
later
That's
on, you're just
great.
like,
That's
okay,
great
this
to
was
know.
for a better future for myself. So that's the story.
So yeah, it happened with me also. All right. Yeah, thank you so much for this amazing story. My next question to Rehnuma. What are you still learning about yourself right now?
Right now, So what I have
Mhm.
learned that I was majorly focused about the perfection into work, but I have found that I'm a people person, and culture is the one major thing that I
Mhm.
always look. So that is the one thing that I have recently explored.
All right, great. Thank you so much. And now, Zara, I want to ask you, what is the best career advice that you ever got?
That's a very
Mhm.
interesting question. I guess it was an advice that attitude
Mhm.
beats aptitude, obviously. So it's more about the growth mindset. It's more about how you take feedback, how you grow and act upon it. But it was
Really?
thought
What
in a
was
very
that?
tough manner. So there's also a funny story behind. So I'm originally from
Uh-huh.
Azerbaijan, and this is where I started my career. And I started working at an international company where the manager said, like, the C level was also Azerbaijanis,
Really?
and we're tough people, to put it bluntly there. And yeah, so it is very strict to the point. So it was during 4 hour session with my line manager that is located and based in Netherlands, and it was after hours, so it was starting from 1 p.m. till 4 p.m. in the morning, where he was just bombing me with, you need to change your attitude, you need to change your
Mhm.
mindset. Your skill sets are there, but it will not allow you. So with the particular set of skills, you can grow to a particular extent. But if you want to push far, you need to also change the mindset. You need to also think about how you should take feedback, because before I was really defensive. I was looking for, no, that's not right because of this, that's that. And he basically told me, you need to take it. You just accept this. You think about it. You make it like a live in your head for a couple of days. And after that, you can make a conscious decision if it makes sense for you to act upon it or to reject it, or in general understand why you have been seen in a particular way based on a certain set of behavior, basically. So that was tough, but very much
I want to
game
know
changer for me.
a scene where things go extreme with your boss.
You want to see the
Mhm.
scene. So I'm sitting in the kitchen with my laptop. It's 2 p.m. Everyone is asleep, and I'm sitting there listening to the guy just like spamming me with
Mhm.
a tons of things that I need to consider before I go to sleep. I need to sleep over it. So the scene is quite sad, I must admit, but that was the best, still considered one of the most influential scenes in my career. So, and in my life as well, because it didn't only impacted the way I'm seeing tasks I need to do, seeing my own career growth, but also in my personal life as well. So I think it is applicable to the different set of things and actions that are happening in our lives.
Renuma? Okay. Is there a story or chapter of your life that you have never told to anyone?
Yes, yes.
Uh, I do not want any competition, by the way.
Yeah. Yes. So my dream was becoming a software engineer. And so I've done
Mhm.
engineering, and then, yeah. So I had joined one organization like 10 years back as WordPress developer. And after becoming the software developer, I was not enjoying the work because I'm a people person, but I was not aware about that thing. And so I did work there for a few months, but I was not enjoying the work at all. So I left the organization, and I am an accidental HR. So after that, someone sees HR
Wow,
quality
that
in me,
that's
and they
great.
have offered me
Okay.
this
So,
HR role.
I mean,
And it's been more than 9 years. I'm enjoying
yeah.
every second, every single day as an HR.
That's great.
And
That's
Rehunma,
great. That
thank you for sharing this with us. I mean, we feel honored that you didn't tell anyone, but you're happy to share with us. I feel honored.
So thank you so much, Rehnuma, for sharing this. All right. My last question to Zara is what books or movies or podcasts that have a biggest impact on you?
Yeah, and I guess there are multiple. There are multiple movies, there can be multiple books, but there was one
Oh
that
no, I never.
broke me and really stayed with me. It is most probably a book you have never heard of. It's called Finland, the Country of White Lilies. Yeah, it
I
was,
read it.
very good.
Yes.
That is so good.
That's what
That's so great.
it's
Yeah,
Okay,
and
the
so
that's
founder of
oh,
Turkey, Turkish Republic, said that this book should be
Atatürk. Yeah.
mandatory for the soldiers. So
Yes.
go.
Yes. And actually, I've heard about that book from Atatürk's memoirs that I've read. And then I start reading it, and why it stayed with me because it shows how Finland transformed itself through education and civic responsibility and shared purpose. It sounds a bit idealized, but that is basically idealism in action. And that was something that was really getting into me. That was, yeah, the most influential book, I think. I guess there are a lot of movies that also teach the same way, like idealism in action. So people who are truly true to their own beliefs and pushing irrespective of how the environment reacts to that. There are a lot of those. Let's say In Pursuit of Happiness can be sound as one of them. The Beautiful Mind is another one where you have your own aspirations and your own vision and you're not afraid to push for it.
all right. Yeah, thanks. So, okay, let's jump to next round. Next segment is regarding hiring and firing. This question is for all you can call me most unorganized person. Do not wait for me to call this is the last. You just pick up minute because I find pick up your thing and segment will be interesting. What you have in your it will be interesting if you guys enjoy. So, me know what are your insecurity when you work with or when you hire moving someone? Next segment a new is candidate or a trainee regarding hiring, and especially when you are not around. And this question is this really a tough question?
So no worries. So basically you're asking, and let me know if I got it correctly. What are my fears when there's a hiring that is happening, for example, either for my team or
especially
for
with
someone
the new
else's team,
candidate.
that can lead to something the unexpected, like, or what type of fears I have about a person I don't have visibility over. Maybe considering I've started talking, I can continue. Yeah, again, based on my vague understanding of the question, what I can say is, for me, the biggest fear is cultural misfit about any type of candidate, because they will blend in with in our case, with white diversified team, with a different set of feedbacks and different backgrounds, not feedback, sorry, backgrounds. And this is where this cultural misfit can lead to not only losing that person whom we recently hired and put effort into hiring. That is like a half of a problem. Bigger problem would be, because of that, losing some other team members who have been with us for quite a while.
Okay.
And then this situation happens, and then we need to do something about it. We need to deal with it. That would be my answer based on the way I have understood your question.
I think for me, I think that would depend on the company. As Zara was saying, I think is that for me, if like for example, I worked in a very complex product, and when the new guy comes in, and I don't know because they would hire in New York, right? I can't. I'm only hiring in London, so I don't know. I can say I can have a conversation, but then I'm not the decision maker over there. So when the person is hired, then I'm thinking, oh, is this person, do I have to spoon feed this person? And also the other thing is, oh my God, we have to do the training. Who's going to train? Who's going to do this? Like, there's this all organization. And at some point, you don't even have time to think because it's so busy. That's why we are hiring someone, because we are so overload. And I think that part, like, oh, is he going to be able to handle the pressure? Because like I said, it depends on the role, it depends on the product you're covering, how many issues the product usually have. And so I think my fear will change depending on my role, my product, and my, as Zara said, the cultural fit, like the culture of the company. So there was this girl that they hired, and she's straight out of uni, and at that point in my career, I was like very stubborn. And, I want things to be done properly. Like, I'm a very detailed oriented person, and one mistake of the product or feature, and we don't actually show it to the people, and it goes out and there is a bug, we are in trouble. Like, it's quite a high pace environment I worked in. So, and we dealing with people like HSBC, Barclays, they're not going to take anything from you because they're like, we're losing money. What are you going to do about it? Well, we're not going to give millions of pounds. That's for sure. So when this person comes in and they give this a project, like a project enhancements project, and I mean, I don't know what it is, but sometimes I feel like we hire people that are not very good fit in a way that they're not very good researchers. They could be good something with humans, like talking to humans, understanding what customer needs. But because we're busy, so she kept asking me, "Oh, is this what is this what we're gonna do? If I'm gonna write requirements, then what do I need you for?" Like, so obviously then that's kind of dynamics don't fit well, because then you don't want to look aggressive, so you have to be helpful.
Yeah.
So because they're learning, they once they get up to speed, maybe they can. So I'll give them a chance, but at the same time I'm like, you can feel that it's not the right environment for that person. I'm not saying she's incompetent. I'm pretty sure she's a very successful person. She's very intelligent, clever. And I think she has some other traits that probably other people don't have. It's just that this wasn't a right fit. And how do we overcome that? So, and then of course, the hiring in big companies is a long process. Once you have someone, you're not gonna, even though there's a probation period, we're gonna accept that person. We're not gonna, say bye-bye, and unless she does something so bad, then we're gonna have to. But at that point, you're just like, okay, we're just gonna have to work on it. Let's see what we can improve and what I can improve as a person to train that person. How can I make this person more autonomous, more independent? So then the questions come to me.
Yes, I have a question to you. As a person who are also detail oriented, but
Absolutely.
that's the worst part of my job. Like, I hate this. I wanted, also considering the fact that perfect is the enemy of good, at least in some set of types of products that people, especially in this fast moving
Right.
market, were delivering. I guess that was also tied to a certain extent to the nature of products that the company you used to work with was developing. I don't know, something that any mistake can cause lost client, lost billions, fines, and all this kind of thing. I guess that was tied also to the specificity of the product you're
Yes,
working
right.
with, I
Exactly.
guess.
Yeah. That is true. So it's that we had it all even though, because it's a trading platform, there was a lot of ins and outs, like, because we're working with the global companies, a regulation in the UK will not be the same in the regulation in the US, for example. There's different type of things that you need to think about, the compliance, and it was an old legacy system. It wasn't something that we are rebuilding from scratch. It's something that we keep adding to the pool. Okay, this pool looks very dirty, guys. You're gonna have to put something in very carefully so it doesn't splash all over the place. So at that point, if someone actually, if I'm away and if somebody has to make a decision, who will be that person? Can this be the new hire about this announcement? Probably not a good idea. Not because she's not competent or anything. It's just that because it is too risky. So I have to actually try to arrange some backups, or it's quite a stressful thing to do. And once you're back, because you don't want to stop the product going out. That's something you don't want to be a blocker. And sometimes the technical guys, like yourself, Draj, will put in Jira, "Oh, block by Cigdem." Right. In the headline.
At this biggest challenge where the client are always looking for an experienced candidate. Okay. But always the and they want immediately, but the experienced candidate is already working somewhere. Okay. So how do we manage this time balance? So I asked him this question, that how do I manage this? Because when I got a requirement, okay, they usually give maximum 1 week. But the candidate, especially in India, okay, we usually have 60 to 90 days of notice period, I guess, Rehunma, if I'm right. Okay. So he said, okay, we don't have this problem. Okay. In Latin America, we always have maximum 2 weeks of notice period. And I was so surprised by this. I mean, I thought this 60 to 90 days is universal. Okay. That's the first time I got to know that. No, really? All right.
No, it's 1 month. My contract was always 1 month notice period. There was some like 3 months, but I think I prefer 1 month for myself. But yeah,
Oh,
I don't think it's universal. I think in Turkey even, I don't think it's that way.
really?
What do you think, Zahra and Renuma?
In Azerbaijan, it's like can be done in a day.
Oh.
That is so.
Even though in Germany, it's a matter of the day. One day, your boss come in not in a good mood, maybe had a fight with his wife or whatever else is happening in his life, and he's so outrageous, he wants to fire someone. And you haven't been
Oh my God.
performing that well as he expected, for example. He comes in, you come in, get your like pack your bags and goodbye.
Oh, okay. I heard Germany, I guess.
Oh, that's not
Azerbaijan. Oh,
Germany.
okay. Yeah,
That's
yeah,
not
yeah, I know.
Germany. No, no, no. Wait. Just to clarify,
Mm.
Germany is a 3 months notice
Oh,
period,
Okay.
that's
as
great. Okay.
in
That's a
yeah.
great to know about culture.
No, no. It's in Azerbaijan, the country I am from, and I guess also applicable to Turkey.
When this globalization where we are, I mean, right now in this panel we have from people from all across the globe.
Yeah.
How do we manage this culture misbalance or mindset? I mean, for anyone, for example, this if the boss comes and next day he says that you don't need to come, okay, the people get heart attack in India. Okay, this is so scary to them. I mean, it's not morally wrong or ethically to fire someone and on that day, because and even technically, I mean, how can we fire someone in a day, because a lot of credentials has been shared and there are some work that has been that needs to be knowledge transfer or no. I don't know how. Can you share, Zara? I mean, you know more about it.
The fact that it's possible doesn't mean it happens all the time. Obviously, there are
Mm-hmm.
those considerations taken into account when they're making this decision. But the point is, it also, on one hand side, I totally agree with you. It creates this fear of
Yeah.
this lack of social security to a certain extent. And that is, on one hand side, bad for people because it can lead to anxiety, depression, and etc. But on another hand, it creates quite competitive
Mm.
environment where you have to keep up with a lot of soft and hard skill sets, which is basically person fired can be replaced by another person easily without too much of waiting time for a hiring process. So yeah, it is on one hand side sad, but on another hand side, it creates a, a society where a lot of people are quite skilled and can perform at higher levels compared to, for example, other countries.
Even at the age of 30, 35, we still have a insecurity and we have to work hard, and when we were in 20s or teenagers, we thought, okay, let's just few more years and then we will have a relaxing time. But I don't feel I'm 31, I'm still have to work all day, because the world is so competitive, new technologies, we have to deal with it. So don't you think, I mean, we are going against the life philosophy? I know it's philosophical
Yeah.
question, but what do you think about this?
I think I think for me, it's there are things we can control and there are things we can't control. So I can't control other people learning tons of stuff of working in AI. Like that's something I can't control how other people are doing things. What I can control is that what I want from my career. What is it that skill set that I need to achieve my goals? And I think that's because I feel like sometimes we get lost, including me, in our careers, that we don't know where we're going. We just keep working. Although I love my job, it is just that sometimes I think you need to stop and ask yourself, and that's why I say to myself, ask yourself to them, is this what you want? Where do you want to go? Where do you want to be in 5 years' time? And I think that's questions that I should ask myself a bit more than just maybe every 3 years or 4 years, I feel. Because I think we can lose the track of where we want to go. And so, Raj, don't get stressed. Just focus on what you want. And 31 is you look so much younger, so you got nothing to worry about. You got nothing to worry about.
I guess maybe one thing maybe I can add to that. My philosophy is, well, it's not my philosophy, it's just a philosophy I totally agree with and adopted. We spend we spend a lot of time at work, so we need to pick we need to pick a profession that brings us joy. Otherwise,
Yeah.
it's a suffer
Yes.
nonstop.
Agree.
And but how? But I mean, my question is, how do you define this? I mean, even if I enjoy the work, there is a lot of challenges. Okay, and when the challenges comes, we thought it's enjoyable, but it's challenge. We have to learn and upgrade our skills to actually accomplish what we are trying to do. So, how do we define the enjoyment? Currently, what I'm doing. Okay, I do not like coding, but I have to do because this is my company and I have to create one website where people can come and put their requirement and I can execute. Okay, so I enjoy entrepreneurship, but I do not want to do this coding and everything, but I still have to do. So can you please guide me? I mean, I'm in that zone where I'm enjoying what I'm doing, or I'm not in that zone.
And if you're doing what brings you pleasure, it's fine for you to spend 8 hours a day doing that, learning for that, and growing. So, in my opinion, if the job I'm currently employed at is not bringing me any joy, there's no reason for me to stay there. So, that would be my only piece of advice in that regard. And Diraj, I think one more thing that, at least in my opinion, whatever I'm saying is subjective to my own opinion. So, it does not reflect everyone's reality. But the day when there are no problems, the day when I have no problems, no issues, no complications means I died, and that's it. So that's never gonna stop. That's never gonna stop. So just figure out how to balance. So you're spending energy in one place. Think about the ways to regain it in another place, and that's it.
And work-life
Ah,
balance is very important. You need to balance your family and work as well. And after 10 years, you will, because you're continuously working towards your dream. So after 10 years, these struggle will turn into accomplishment for you. So soon that will happen.
all right. My next question. Okay, my next question to all of you, by the way. What are the common points of disagreement between HRs and team leads? Because we have both of you here. I mean, HR and the team leads.
I would like to share a few incidents that in my previous organization, I was working with these stakeholders who was from 23 different countries. So
Mhm.
there, dealing with every single stakeholder was very different because few stakeholder were flexible in terms of their requirement that, yeah, 8 things are that they will not compromise, but 2 things they are ready to train the person. But with another stakeholder, they are looking for those 10 points and they are very strict about that, that they will not compromise, they will not spend time in terms of their training. So that is one challenge that I have faced with a few stakeholders. And but yeah, if you will come with the data, you need to do research first that yeah, this is the Indian market, and because they were not aware about the Indian market as well. So I need to represent the data in front of them that yeah, these are the talent pool here in India, and these are the skill set that we can definitely hire someone for the same. But these two, three things we need to train the person, or I'll come with the solution that yeah, how we
Mhm.
can do that. Internally, we have one person who can give 1 hour time every day, and that person can train the new guy. So always come with the data and solution if you are struggling to discuss in terms of stakeholders and if there's any condition like that. So yeah, because every person is different. Quality of work, that is the one thing that team leads are looking for, and that is one thing. And so as a recruiter, we can evaluate few things. We can check their cultural fitment, their right attitude, those things as well, and basic technical questions as well. But
All right. And about
how much
and
technically sound that
do
person
you
is,
have
that thing
do you
is,
experience this,
that is
Shidam,
the thing
Zara?
that they can evaluate. So that is one, I guess. And yeah.
Usually, I think the problem is that I have is that when we say something, the requirements that we ask, for example, certain education or certain skill sets, like, okay, has he been a product manager
Yeah.
before? What kind of product? Like, is it fintech? Is it financial services? And some of them is and bigger companies, though, I have to say, the job
Mhm.
description doesn't change for years. Like
Yeah.
we will use the same
Yes.
job description for the same role, basically. Even the role itself is changing. Obviously, that's not, I mean, the team is changing, right? Maybe the dynamics are changing. So we need someone I don't know, maybe with self-starter or independent, maybe working for a startup could work better for us in this stage, because it's more independent. But we never actually change the job description. So job description is there. So it's not really HR's fault, because we should tell them what we need and can you update this job description. We could only add something like, oh, we got AI now, so we'll just put the AI part of there, just one thing. So I don't think those job descriptions get changed. What I'm talking about for big companies, like large corporations, like JP Morgan, I don't know, Bloomberg, S&P Global, and stuff like that. Unless the role itself is new, like an AI product manager, then maybe there is something different there. But otherwise, it's the same. So when that happens, there's a lot of then mismatches of what they put in front of us in terms of CV. So the first iteration, first selection of the CVs, that will be part of the HR. Now the HR will then send us that these are the CVs that we have. What do you think? And we're like, no. No, that's not. No, this is not what we asked. And then it creates tensions. At the same time, I think at the same time, the HR doesn't really cover just that department. They cover multiple departments, so they won't necessarily know if there's a generic description. They don't. So somebody needs to spend time to go through the job description and
what's the
understand that
solution
and nobody has time. That's another thing. This is why we're hiring. So it's catch-22. So I think I think for me, that's the common discussions. Oh, this is not what we asked for.
Solution is whenever one thing we can do that every year we need to check the job description that if there is any change. So that is also one thing. I have tried this in one organization because they were using job description from last 8 or 9 years. But yeah, we have done that, we have changed it. And second,
Okay.
whenever you guys will hire a new talent, always try to, like, this should be done by recruiter should share that JD with you guys and you can check it. And if there is any changes, you guys can suggest the changes and then recruiter will do the change.
I think that will be one
Before
part of the
even
problem. I think that will be one
Yeah.
part of the problem, right? That you're right. I think that needs to happen. You're absolutely right. I think I agree with that. And I think one part of it, though, also is that I think I was lazy when I was hiring, because I literally 5 minutes before the call, I will just scan the CV, and it's so boring to consume all the information on that CV. I mean, I think I didn't give enough value to those brilliant candidates because I didn't give my time, and I think that's such a waste
Yeah.
of that candidate putting his application through, and that's not respectful. But I think what I would like a platform where I can spit out sort of like, okay, this is my job description. I think with AI you can do that now.
Yes.
This is my job description, and this is the CV. Give me what I need, and then also like put something. I want CV to become humanized. I want the CV to come and talk to me. Like, who are you? Who is this person? Does he like tennis? Does he like yoga? Does he do? Is he a team player? Is he? I think these kind of social skills, but also like having this technical skills experience, should come through me. Like, I can talk to this thing. So I think that will be a life changer for me.
We can
Oh,
do
wow.
that. There are many platforms
Yeah.
available. We can do that. So I have tried this thing that you just need to upload job description and 4 or 5 resume as well, and it will evaluate and it will do AI screening call as well to those candidate. And
Now
you can just
it's a one
you
review
just
kind of
need
thing,
to
right?
select the question, what kind of questions you need to ask, and it will they like
Oh,
it
great.
will do AI calling. It will be more
Yes,
humanized as
right.
well. And
Absolutely.
they will record the
Absolutely.
answer.
Okay.
They will schedule like video interview as well for screening, and AI will do that. Yes, so AI will do
Yeah.
that. So this is the thing
It's
which is
becoming too
Mm.
transactional, I
yes,
think. Less humanized.
yeah.
Less humanized. And I think that is indeed the whole problem with current hiring being broken, is because it's becoming too transactional. It's like that's 10,000 applications and check it out.
Yes, so I have recently evaluated few platforms like those were related to the same. So at one time they can do 500
Oh
calls,
my God.
AI screening calls. And after that, you can schedule their AI interview as well. So only the people, if you have marked 60% or 70%,
Okay,
if
but that's so
70% is
scary. I
matching,
mean,
then only it will
because I never got
automatically
60% in
schedule
any
their
of
video
that's so
interview
scary.
for half an hour, and it will evaluate the candidate, and they will give you shortlisted and relevant candidates. So you will spend your time on those candidates only. So we can do that. It totally
I
depends.
have a question there.
Yeah.
I have not a question, but a comment. Lately, I was chatting with a CTO of one of local startups, and he was the one who helped us
Oh,
hire
Mm.
very strong, very talented engineers. One thing he told me was most of the success stories in hiring was based of people who barely had few lines in their CV, barely. And we talk about engineers. They tend not to, put up really nice CV, 2 pages, stating out loud tech packs, stack that they used to work on. But that's the thing. So I agree with there has to be some automation, at least first layer of filtering,
yeah,
Yeah.
because we cannot,
absolutely.
there is no
That's a great
possibility for
point.
a human to go through 500.
Yeah.
But I guess there's one step behind that, which is I don't think we are doing a diligent job defining what the success in hiring would look like for a particular role. We're just, okay, that is the job description,
Yeah.
this is what we need to do, and etc. But we do not state out loud what's the pain point we're trying to solve now and what's the anticipated pain points we are aiming this candidate to close to fulfill for us. What are those things? And only after that we can define what is a
Oh,
great
great. Okay,
candidate
I
look
want to
like.
share. And he just wrote 2 lines
Agree.
that I know nothing right now, but I will do everything for your company. Please give me a chance. Okay, I am just a teenager kid. Give me a chance. Okay, I hired him. I gave him chance, and it went well. I mean, he was very motivated and hardworking teenager. I mean, okay, he was just 19 or 20 years old, but he did amazing. Okay, and I feel proud of myself that I gave him chance. I mean, but I mean when it's a ATS for first line of what do I call first line of filtering, it won't let in. I mean, how do we then make it happen for other people also? And if we talk about marks, like Rehnuma just told that if you have the 60%, then only you will, I mean, move to next step. But what, I mean, there could be some reason that some people didn't got that scoring like me. How do I get in your company then? I mean, I was really poor at studies. But
Yeah.
later I worked hard. So I mean, this is unfair to me.
Yeah. So
Well,
I was
life is unfair, Raj. Get over it. I'm sorry. Sorry, Rehunma. Sorry, continue.
Say we worked hard and we found, I mean, we created this very good looking comprehensive job description. What if people do not show interest in reading it? Because it will be long. I mean, it
Yes.
will be,
Why does it have to be long, though? Why does it have to be long? Why can't you just pinpoint? Because if this product team is hiring, they can't prioritize what's
yeah.
important, then don't join to that company. So I think you need to prioritize like what's important for the role and then put that in there. Yes, I agree with you. I hate reading job description from
Yeah.
on the other side. Like, oh, and then you look like, okay, what's the requirement? And and then like, ah, like you're right. I think you need to put a very they ask us to do the CV, concise CV. We would ask the same from the company, right? So we'll tell them like you need to actually
Yeah, but most of this job description, I mean, they have, I mean, they want Superman in. I mean, they list everything possible in the job description. I mean, they want this, that. I mean, they all are looking for Superman. So after a
Yeah.
okay, and in between there is a fancy mission statement I used to find. I mean, we do this and we are so motivated for this to come join us. So I never trust the company when I was applying for the job. I
The
mean, I
package as
always
well.
apply if they are offering the role that I am interested in, and the package and the company is like near to me, a convenience. I mean, so I mean, if someone puts effort, I mean, is it really going to pay off or not?
So the ideal job description includes the must-have skill set and good-to-have skill set, experience range, location, job title, and if someone are doing adding this thing into JD, that company's LinkedIn profile link or website link, so someone who will get that JD, they can do some market research about the organization, and so those Superman type words, it is just to attract the right talent, so stand out, because similarly if a company is looking for the right talent, similarly candidate is looking for the
Oh.
right organization where he can or she can perform. So those words are using just to attract the right talent. So yeah, but yeah, agree that it should include must have skill
Okay.
set and good to have
I
skill set, that's it. Experience range, location, that's it. There's no need to write 2 3 pages summary about the organization and those things. You can just put the link www.this and LinkedIn page link as well, so people can do research.
Do you know what I do, Raj? I just
Don't forget the
put it
package.
in ChatGPT or some AI application. I'm just like, okay, this is the job description. This is my CV. Am I a good fit? So that's what I do.
it's
If it's too lengthy, you cannot read it. But I do my own research as well,
yeah.
as Rehunma
It's it
said.
Yeah.
But Zahra, you were
these
saying something. Sorry.
Yeah, I just wanted to say don't forget the package in the job description.
In India, we generally
and this is
don't we generally doesn't mention the salary range. It totally depends upon your last salary. So they will give.
The issue is that I have lost so many hours in interviews because I didn't know package
yeah.
from the get-go. And was like, what? No, I wouldn't agree
Really?
to that.
Wow.
Yeah, it happens rarely. I mean, it also depends on what type of process are there in the company. And when we talk about startups, it's usually zero
They don't know.
processes. So they're just, they don't know. And then you come in and say, okay, can we talk about package? And they're like, I'm not the person to talk about that. Let's talk about like, I don't know,
Oh.
product, mission, vision, roadmap, blah, blah. And then like
Hmm.
3 interviews and 6 hours you
Wow.
put into prep work, you learn that the package you are being offered for this position is lower than you're making
Oh,
right
wow.
now, and
Hmm.
even lower than you've expected. So yeah, it's about managing
Um,
expectations
okay.
on both sides as well.
Yes. Yes.
But there are a lot of, I think, platforms where you can guesstimate, or they're like
Glassdoor.
employees are sharing their salaries about Glassdoor shares about the salary they're getting from different companies. So that is a good resource.
What the lesson I got is you should make hiring little difficult. I mean, getting in people little difficult. So then, if the person is putting more effort, then they are the right
Yeah.
person.
I didn't
So
catch that,
I
Raj.
relate it
What was it?
with. I mean, I was just trying to understand this thing. So I thought about army, this military organization. It is very difficult to get in, but the people who really get in, they are so dedicated that they even can offer their life. And same goes with terrorist organizations. Same with sports. I mean, it is so difficult to get in that they really try hard, and and that's how they get the best people, and they are the best organization. I mean, they are the best teams. Okay, in that book they said make it little difficult that they have to go somewhere to apply, maybe postbox or something, that it should be
I
little difficult for them to apply.
I mean, I get that, but on one hand side, there has to be a reason why people would force themselves to be hired in that company. If the company don't offer a competitive
Mhm.
package or a good environment or learning opportunities and etc., there's no point. Like I wouldn't care if I I wouldn't put effort into being hired in some very small, not interesting company, especially if they don't provide good package. Yeah, I think there has to
Mhm.
be a wish from a candidate to
Yeah,
become part
but
of your company, and you have to state it out loud, like why candidate need to put that extra effort to to be hired by you, to work for you. If there's nothing for that, it's just like useless energy spent on both sides, on employer and on candidate.
From the company
I guess.
point of view, it's really good. Okay, but for the candidate point of view, it is not good. Agree with you, but I also agree with this philosophy also.
I think, like, for example, Google, right? Google, Facebook, there are a lot of interesting questions like, oh, if you were to divide something to this, and or if there was an apple dropped in the world, then how many apple, like these sort of quirky questions that they will ask people to see their thought process. But these could learn. People could train themselves, and they do. And yes, you're right, they do work hard to sort of like train themselves. The way that I see interviews is for the CV part, you can get that polish. You can even ask someone to write it for you or for that specific role, right? So you get in, then they talk to you, then you train your voice. That if you work on it, it's a performance, but it's because you're performing well in the interviews. I don't think that doesn't mean you'll be good at your job or you'll be good at in that particular role. You're just good at performing. There is a difference, I think. And but you're right, the people that I meet
Because the
from Google, for
attitude,
example,
wow.
Facebook, they're very cool,
I mean-
quirky guys. Like, there is this type of people that they hire. And so there's this culture fit. There is, for example, I work for Bloomberg, and there was I knew that person was working for Bloomberg because of the attitude, what attitude they have. Yeah, so I mean, obviously, like, I'm not in the crowd, I'm going to say, oh, that person. But I'm talking about in a small crowd. Like, if I know that there are some people working for Bloomberg, then I'm just like, okay, that's a Bloomberg guy. I'm not that guru. But I think I don't know whether that making it difficult is going to get you better candidates, but definitely better performed candidates. They perform better. That's what I think. I am not diminishing their work, or I am not diminishing the people that actually work for those companies. It's just that it's how it is. And I do respect them for actually giving so much effort to it.
All right, so yeah, let's move to next segment. I mean, let's make it a little fun. So this is rapid fire round. I'm going to ask you a few questions and just true or false. Okay. And please turn on all of your mics. So, all right. So my first question is: founder makes better. Founder make better recruitment than HR. Why? You have to pick one side.
False.
False.
All right, and because I am founder, I have
In
to
the
be
middle.
biased, so I say yes. Okay, so why do you think? I mean, especially
I say yes. Now that everybody said no, I have to say yes, right? Otherwise, we all know.
So I have seen that. I had worked with a few startup companies as well. So their mindset, founders' mindset and HR's mindset is quite different. So founder is always looking in terms of company's growth, in terms of work as well, and they just push their expectations towards that candidate. But HRs are systematically evaluating that candidate. They are not looking for the skill set. Apart from skill set as well, they are looking for the right candidate, right fit for the culture, right attitude as well, and they will understand the candidate's perspective as well. That
Yeah, I
what
totally
exactly
see the
candidate's looking
biasness in
for, whether it's
Rehunma. Yeah,
learning, career growth, or the role. So
Zara, do you want
it
to add
totally
something?
depends. So HR understand both perspective, CEO, founder's perspective, and the candidate as well. So they can evaluate the candidate in a better way.
Oh, that's a big statement.
I agree with whatever Renuma said, and the point is that I have, throughout my career, I've met few
All
founders. They never made
right.
right
Shidam, what do
decisions
you
in
think?
hiring, so that's where my conclusions come from. Unless there is one exception to that. Unless founder is the only employee of the company.
Yeah,
In that case, yes, they can make a right decisions.
yeah, agree.
I think it's that, I mean, I don't know how the process in that sense, Renuma, the interaction that you will have with the founder. But I think
Yes, yes,
if the founder as a team, I would
absolutely.
expect him because for you to be able to hire, you need a need. HR is not going to come to you and say, oh, we need a person in this team. right? It needs to come from the founder. And the founder or the team will say, okay, these are the requirements, right? And the requirements will be set by the founder. But I guess you could brainstorm with the HR person. Hey, well, how about the cultural fit? That aspect of it maybe will come and play. But overall, the candidate will have to pass to the CEO to decide anyway. So cutting through that part of it in a small setup. I mean, big companies is impossible to manage the hiring process.
Yeah.
I think we need HR, we need policies. There's a lot of, and we are global as well. Like there's a UK policy, there's an Indian policy. There's different type of hiring processes all over the world. So for you to be able to get standardized, you definitely need HR teams. I'm not diminishing that role. It's just that if it's a small company, I think probably cutting to the person who's hiring, probably I would think it may be more efficient.
Great, Shidam. I mean,
That's all.
you, disagree and then put a sugar coating. It's amazing. I, it was great communication skill. I appreciate it. All right, my next question is,
You call my sugar coated.
culture fit matters more than
I was
experience.
honestly telling the truth.
Yeah, can you please tell me why? Can you please share why? Why not
Yes.
experience? If they come and they
Yes,
have no,
absolutely.
why would a company invest time, energy, and money on
Yeah, I
the
guess,
candidate
yes, I agree with the
to
lady.
meet the performance level? What do I do with the person who have a belonging with me? Belonging with the company. They are not able to perform, and we are here to make money. As a founder, I want money from the candidate. Hmm.
But when you get I mean, it depends, right? When you get an experienced person, does it have to be
Hmm.
could be a spoon feeding person, right? Could be a person that is not collaborative, not a team player, not a, maybe he's an independent thinker. He's always going to be a blocker for you. I mean, especially in small companies, I realized, like at Ryder, for example, like we have
Oh.
independent
Hmm.
thinkers, right? So now, because they have strong opinions, now we want to ship something out. They argue, oh, we want to do this, A.
Yeah.
Well, then the
Mhm.
CEO says, no, we want to do B and this way. And then they, it's a continuous disagreements, discussions, and it's not helpful. You're not moving, I'm going to be American here, you're not moving a needle, And so I think, so they are experienced guys, but maybe not the experience that maybe CEO was expecting it, I'm not sure. But the solutions that they were coming up with was not something that he could agree on. So that, therefore, I think you are being a blocker.
Mhm.
Yes, you are independent thinker, you're good, you're brainstorming, but at the same time, somebody has to make a decision. We cannot all be a decision maker. So I think when you're hiring, it's important that I'm not asking for a yes man,
Yeah.
but someone that actually, okay, I will disagree with this. This is my justification, and I will take your justification. You can fight for it in a different way, pros and cons, like negotiation
Yeah.
skills.
Mhm.
But if someone doesn't have that, then nothing is going to get done. So I think the cultural fit is much more, you can move things faster, efficiently. And especially if someone's a researcher, for example, like this, you don't have the experience to be a good researcher. You just need to be curious, right? So I think these type of traits that you should probably care more about. But that's just my humble opinion.
All right, great. My next question, and this is going to be a one sentence question. Okay, you would not allow to speak more than one sentence. Okay, so the question is, one small change that can improve hiring instantly is,
Okay.
okay. Have two sentence, but
Setting the process, setting the process as per the expectation.
Zara.
Time. Create time for employees to actually hire the right person.
All right, great.
Boom, 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 boom.
Okay, did you do the just that
Uh,
right now?
remove silence from the loop, close the loop faster from the hiring loop.
I mean, just to remove the silence.
Yes, I guess I'm not fully getting what I'm saying yes to, but yeah, that's the product owner style. Yes, sure, we will get that done.
Uh-huh. That's a sugarcoating answer. I like the Zara's answer. That was more honest. Okay. All right. Next. The best way to handle hiring pressure is
Alcohol?
Oh wow. That's a good one.
I agree with that one. I guess don't hire.
All right. Next. It's a one word answer. Okay. You just have to give one word. Biggest hiring mistake. One word.
Not spending enough time into evaluation.
Interns.
Yeah, I had the same experience. Yes, I agree. I agree. Totally agree. That was great answer. Zara? Yeah.
Fixed mindset,
Uh,
although it's not one word, but it's cannot be used separately.
one word that describes your hiring style.
Quality with right attitude. I
Mhm.
know it was not one word, but yeah.
Chaotic.
All right, because
I
you
wanted
both
to say chaos.
have read the same book. That is why.
I feel you.
This is the added segment. Okay, so in this segment, I'm going to give one scenario. Okay, and we will have three priorities. Okay, you have to arrange the priority and convince and justify a debate, whatever you want to do, but come to a conclusion that this priority is the correct order. Okay, let me just share the screen and explain you the concept in a better way. Can you please share the screen? Is the screen visible to you? All right.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So the scenario is between, I mean, it's culture versus performance trade-off. The scenario is you are under pressure to deliver a big client project in 3 months. You need to add a new member fast. Okay. A, best available talent in the market. Okay. B, culture fit but needs training, long-term bet. C, it who is slightly over budget but ticks both the boxes. You have to come to a conclusion and you have to arrange the order. Okay. Whether it's B, C, A, or whatever it is. Yes, you all three.
Okay.
Yes, right. You have to come to a conclusion where the order is, I mean, order
So
is where
are we
you
supposed
all
to
are
discuss
agree.
it? I think culture fit needs training is definitely out for me.
Mhm.
That's it needs training. It was 3 months. I mean, we can find a contractor, right? We don't necessarily need to keep that
Okay.
person in the company. So we can change so the B is out. So only I'm thinking about AC is
What
if we
will be
have
the
a budget.
first priority for
Like,
you? I
do
mean,
we
B
want to
is
go over
clearly
the
the last
budget?
priority for
I
you.
mean, if what if it doesn't go in 3 months?
All right. And which one is the first?
Yes, definitely.
So A, C, A, C, A,
I
C, and
think I
B,
would
right?
go for A, the first,
All right.
and the
Renuma, what do you
second
think?
because the over budget. ACB. That would be my choice. Yeah, depending on the budget.
I would, I would, I would try with C. Obviously, Chidem, I agree with you. It should be dependent on the budget, but I would try with C first because um, I guess they're looking for a member, so they want someone long term. And if we are able to find someone long term, we're willing to go over
Okay, so
budget
what is second?
to find a candidate that tick both boxes,
So
Yeah.
C,
and then maybe look for best available talent. But I agree with you, cultural fit should go
but
last.
okay, all right. So we have
Uh,
two order
the
A,
same
C,
as
B,
Chidem
and
said,
C, A, B.
C,
Renuma, what do you
A,
think?
and B,
Agree.
in my opinion.
Okay, same as Zara. So yeah, we have to come to a conclusion. I mean, agreement. I mean, one has to agree.
CAB.
I am not budget. No, I think the only problem I have with this one is that yes, it is It's usually when we say 3 months, it always goes over 3 months. So you're already gonna go
Yeah.
over budget anyway. But then client is
Yeah.
gonna pay for that. I would assume like it's so it could be 4 months, but then client has to pay for the extra anyway. So you're not going to pay for this. But then you may have to make a discount if you already promised it, because that's what I've worked with
Yeah.
a consultancy firm, and clients gets really, you have to explain, justify, give them a justification for it. But maybe one option will be that, okay, we try C and one candidate from the C bucket, and then we'll get one person from the A, right? We mix it and then see
All right.
who the client likes and then decide, go from there. We can push for so I'll change it then.
All
So we
right.
can push for the C first and then
Great,
Yeah.
great. So we come to a conclusion, CAB.
I can agree with you,
Congratulations,
ladies.
we all win, and there is no gift for anyone. All right, yeah. Let's jump to next.
Right.
I'm a startup, bootstrap. I have no money. So yeah.
No worries.
All right. Second is hiring your first developer. You are
Okay.
a founder making your very first tech hire.
Mm.
You have limited funds and urgent deadline. A, strong technical skill. B, cultural alignment with founder value. C, flexible to wear multiple hats.
Oh, mm,
All right. Mm-hmm.
okay. C. First should be C.
I would suggest next go A, considering it's one
Yeah.
team member,
Yeah.
like it's going to be two team member. Cultural fit wouldn't matter that much in that case.
Yeah.
So
Agree.
I
Mm-hmm.
agree with you, Renuma. C would go
Yeah.
first, and then A, and then B.
Really?
Agree.
I think it'll be A first. Because
Okay.
I know that even though you might not be able to agree with the founder, it's because this CEO that I work with, a writer, like he always complains that, oh, they don't have enough technical skills to actually, because he's technical guy. So I think here, who's the founder is important. If we make some assumptions, are we saying
Yeah.
this founder is a technical guy? Or are we saying that this guy is not technical at all?
Let's assume he's not
Okay, so if
technical.
he's not
Yeah.
technical, then who's going to judge the technical guy work?
Future and a legacy system that we talked about that brings me a lot of pain, the quote itself. How I got your point, Jidem. My justification there might be the following. You will not be able to find a person that can handle front and back and then think about infrastructure, think about scalability, think about all those different things.
Yeah.
And that will indeed further down the line will create a lot of tech debt issues to be solved and etc. So you would rather look for a person who can handle multiple things,
Agree.
handle some sort of tech development, can help you to find or outsource some additional resources to build other things as well, or help out with marketing at the same time, help out with A, B, C, D. So in that scenario, I guess it will be very important to find a person who can deal with multiple things at
Agree.
once,
Agree.
especially considering it's one man show.
But I
Yeah.
think then if that's the case, I don't think it's realistic to think that you're going to get a backend plus front end developers. You definitely need the two together. So I am then assuming this founder is either a front end developer or back end developer, right? Because you're not going to.
Or he cares about some of the things,
Okay.
yeah. Or he cares about some specific things.
Let's
So when
assume.
they're saying developer, they are not clarifying which specific developer. Maybe
So
it's an
yeah,
app.
I mean, what
It's
is the
like,
order? I
I
mean,
don't
we
know.
have
But yeah, I got your point
A
though.
first
Yeah.
from Zara, I guess.
Mm.
CAB for Rehunma.
CAB. CAB for me. Yeah.
Same here.
Don't worry, you don't have to agree.
Mm.
Yeah, it's totally fine.
I just know that without the technical skills, you're not going to be able to
should
build
have it.
quickly, efficiently. That
Yeah.
happens a lot. But the flexibility to wear multiple hats is also important. But I guess it is that he will at least get something done. Maybe he will not like that. He will probably go leave the company if he's going to have to do the customer support as well.
Yeah.
But I think working for a startup, if the guy is getting
Oh,
that job, he will know that that's what he's getting into. I'm going to
ACB.
stick with A.
All right.
And I'm going to say CB, ACB.
ACB. Okay. Okay.
Because if anybody's going to take that job, he's going to know that this, I mean, if they don't know how
We
startup
can
works, then
only
they shouldn't
move when we
apply.
all agree.
I think. That's what I'm
But
thinking.
you don't have to
Anyway.
agree, Cigdem. Yes. CAB.
So you girls,
And you
you
are at
ladies,
ACB.
you ladies are going for CAB.
CAB, right.
But if this founder is making first tech hire, there's nothing to handle right now, right? It's only the tech needs to be built. What else they're going to handle? Like there's no customer, I'm assuming, because otherwise how they built it. So it maybe doesn't need to wear multiple
We
hats.
have limited fund.
So can we hire two different people, one according to me and Zara, and a second according to you both? So in that,
Yeah, I can. I mean, I'm at this.
Because at the end of the
I'm
day,
at
without
this
the app,
situation,
there's
so
nothing.
I
There's no
totally
hat
agree with
to
Cigdem.
wear.
I need strong
yeah.
skills and flexibility.
I
All right.
I would agree for the sake of it's Cigdem. She definitely knows what she talks
Yes.
about. So I agree.
Oh, thank you,
I
Zara.
mean,
That's not
yeah,
true. I
still
don't
have
always know what to talk
disagreement.
about, but
Rehunma is still
that
at
it's just
CAB.
maybe I'm biased.
All right. Okay. Yeah, I know. There are a lot of possibilities.
So it
I
Move
totally
know
on to next
depends.
we have
one.
Like,
done a great research
yeah,
to bring this
ACB can
question. So
also
yeah,
possible.
there are a lot of possibilities.